Yes, even you are worthy of love. It's weird how people who complain that they're inherently unlovable seem so self-aware, but never also seem to realize how annoying their mopey asses are to everyone around them. Feeling unlovable doesn't just bum you out, it's a virus that infects so many relationships and causes so many people to act out in the most damaging ways. Infidelity, abuse, neediness, being one of those people who has to correct others all the time. We behave in terrible ways like this in an effort to push people away, and we also put up with this behavior that is meant to push us away, and in both cases, we often do it because we feel like we don't deserve real love. So it sucks for you, it's worse for the person that you're with, and it's insufferable for everyone who has to listen to your because we all know that no matter who says it, I'm unlovable is never accurate. It's not like when someone is like, my jokes aren't funny, or I really need to lose weight, or I need to get surgery on my entire face, where you tell them it's not true, but inside you're thinking, but how can I nicely imply that it is true so that she does something about it and I can stop looking at her weird eye thing? I can't think of a single solitary human I know that is unlovable. I mean, how little would you have to think of someone in order to let that thought seep in? We don't. That's the kind of extreme disgust we save for ourselves. But I know what you're thinking. But I really am unlovable. I mean, look at my love handles and my job prospects and the way I say hummus. Who could ever love me? No wonder nobody swipes right on me. Okay, fair, but also shut up, because of course you're worthy of being loved. And don't think I'm being nice to you or something. You deserve love not because you're a special woman or an amazing man, but because you're a human being. Every single person alive is worthy of love. Think of all the pieces of that surround you that are in loving relationships. You know who I'm talking about. There's abusive assholes, airheaded idiots, that one girl in the office who keeps showing off her engagement ring like it's something she accomplished. And you're thinking, how the fuck does anyone love that idiot? And how am I still single? Well, because that's how this works. Everyone is worthy. Everyone can find someone who will appreciate them and all of their bullshit, and that includes you. So let's look at some reasons why you feel unlovable and why those reasons are bullshit. Your parents didn't love you, which is like totally fine. If your parents were abusive or neglectful, you're probably more likely to feel like you're not worthy of love. I'm not about to tell you how to recover from any real childhood abuse, but I will tell you this. As somebody with completely loving, awesome parents, their love doesn't really mean shit. I mean, parental love is a constant. It doesn't say anything about you or your worth. My parents loved me when I was in a constant state of ignoring them, talking to them like they were idiots, and smelling like moldy socks. I wasn't worthy of love as a teenager. I was an asshole, but they loved me anyway because their love has no barometer. They don't know how to show love as it's deserved because they have chemicals that fire away in their brain when they look at me, and it ruins their love judgment. If you didn't feel loved by your parents, they either have some wires crossed to keep them from knowing what love is, or maybe they really did love you and just didn't want to show it because they thought you'd get better grades that way. But, point being, regardless, that shit had nothing to do with you. Remember this. Repeat it every day. Make it your mantra. It won't cure any abuse trauma you have, but if you're aware of it, you can try to stop the trauma from impacting your garbage decision making. You've never been loved, except you probably have. One reason we feel unworthy of love is we get rejected like twice and assume it means that no one will ever like us ever. We also, in our spirals of negativity, tend to lose sight of our own past. Think about it. Between puberty and now, most of us have had at least a couple people that have liked us or maybe even loved us. We've gone on dates or been swiped the good way by several people, but of course they weren't hot, so f them, what good are they? This has happened to a fair amount of us, and it's fine. You shouldn't be with someone who doesn't do it for you. But then you also shouldn't to people, most importantly yourself, that you are unlovable. What you should say instead is, I'm afraid no guy with abs and a man bun will ever want me, or can't a girl with D cups love who I am enough to overlook my terrible hygiene? You're not unlovable. You're just going to one restaurant, getting halfway through the menu, and going, I see nothing for me. Fuck, I'm gonna starve to death. You hate who you are right now. So stop that. Maybe your problem is that you don't love yourself enough. The good news is that you can choose to become more lovable. Let me be clear though. You shouldn't really have to do this. You are still worthy of love as your current lazy mouth-breathing awful excuse for a human self, but you'll feel more worthy if you improve who you are. So, go on. You can change yourself from a horrific unbathed idiot into a tolerable bathed idiot, and that's progress. You can start doing that right now, and if you do it enough, you will feel more worthy of love. These reasons are all bullshit. You kind of know you're full of shit, though, don't you? You know that when you get down to the logic of it all, that you are worthy of love, and you can find someone. When you dig around a little, we all know this. So why do we stop ourselves all the time? Why do we lose sight of the people who love us? Why do we put stock into how people treat us and let it impact our decisions and our views of ourselves? Why do we give up after being rejected a handful of times? Why do we keep finding reasons to believe something that all logic tells us isn't true? Fear. I mean, duh. That's what this is really about. No matter what has caused the fear, thinking you're unlovable is a convenient and safe reaction. If you have no shot at love, then you don't have to try, so you can accept failure and give up and never go through the sorrow of losing the greatest thing in the world. On the other hand, no one can take masturbation away from you. If you just accept sleeping alone every night or sleeping with a conniving monster because you don't deserve anything actually valuable, you can cave to your fears and cozy up to the no-risk idea that you don't deserve the real thing. But, to put it simply, the real thing is worth it, and your fears are stupid. So stop trying to hide your fear of love and all the bullshit I listed up there. If you really want to feel legitimately lovable, that. It really just comes down to this. Be more courageous in your decisions. Don't accept being alone if you don't want to be, and don't accept a garbage version of love, since you know now and must accept that you deserve the real thing.